taxi bus list in confidential. I want a full-fledged justification why it has been sent confidentially to this Parliament, and something that is public, something that has always been public. We would like to know why, and if that justification, Mr. Chairman, is not clear to me, I am not going to stand for it. I would like it to be public, open to the public.
That for the second time, the majority of the members of Parliament, for such a urgent and important discussion on the amendment of the budget, that the government deems it to be important. Why? Because the officers needs to get paid, and the monies and this and that, when they very well know that's not going to happen, because they're not going to get paid in December, they're not going to get paid anytime soon. But the reason why I'm bringing that up, Mr. Chairman, again, it is the opposition members of Parliament that is giving quorum to this esteemed body for the second day. The government deems and say that they have a majority. They have a majority. But what's going to happen, Mr. Chairman, on the day of voting, they're all going to be here. And when members of the opposition decide, no, I'm not supporting it, it's going to be like, oh yeah, you don't care. That's the hypocrisy that I keep talking about. Members are supposed to come and support their government and give a majority for their government. They're not here for the second day. And then you're going to get members of the Parliament and say, well, everybody is part of government. No. No. I'm in opposition. And yes, I wanted to ask that same question that my colleague asked a while ago in terms of confidentiality. I've had this discussion with the former chair, with the second chair or the first chair, the Honorable Mr. William Marlin. Again, what deems a document confidential? Mr. Chairman, it can't simply be that the government don't want you to know, so they just put confidential and that's it. And when I asked the chair that question, he said, the sender makes it confidential. So anyone who's coming to Parliament and put the document that's confidential, then that makes it confidential, Mr. Chair. It can't simply be. When you go and request a bus permit and a taxi permit, it is a public document that you're doing. You're handing in these documents publicly. All the buses was lined up, all of them went and get wrapped, all of them was done in the public. But now to get the information, the document is deemed confidential. I am asking the question, Mr. Chairman, confidentiality and confidential based on what makes it confidential? It can't simply be the minister or the government or them say it's confidential. Yes, but confidential based on what? What policy, what rules, what law, what? What makes the document confidential? Same thing with the SOB report from Telem. Now here we comes again with this information that the highest body in this country is requesting. Requesting the information. We are not asking for the personal name. That's not what is being asked for. So what makes the document confidential?
You know, I've said this very often on this floor of Parliament. If you look at our Constitution, if you look at our rules of order, there is no mention made of opposition. We have 15 members of Parliament, Mr. Chairman. Yes, there are 8 supporting the government, but there are 15 members of Parliament. And in order to have a meeting convened, you don't need to have the members of Parliament of the coalition, but you need to have 8 members present out of the 15 in order to have a quorum for the meeting to commence. Mr. Chairman, we are all responsible for the business of the people. Mr. Chairman, on the issue of the taxi and bus licenses, let me say this. As a member of the Island Council, I had asked a similar question, and the then commissioner did not send me the information that they requested. Mr. Chairman, this issue of taxi license, you want to know who or whatever, and so, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if there was clarity there when my colleague was speaking, but then it means that if anyone gets a bus license, we ought to put in the newspaper, George Panafit received a bus license. If you get a taxi, we ought to put in the newspaper, so to get it. Is that how it is done, Mr. Chairman? We have to be very careful, Mr. Chairman. We have to be very careful.
The questions that were pending for TIAT were submitted yesterday in writing and are in the possession of the MPs. And I'm waiting to see if there's any clarification necessary to those information provided. It's a long list of applicants and people that received. All the information is exactly there, so there's nothing else that I can clarify more than the actual document that I already submitted. Thank you.
Minister, does the list has all the names from the year January 23 till date also? Does the list compile with all of that details? Yes, Minister, you have the floor.
The first list that we gave, which was the active list of who is on the road at the moment, driving, actual taxis were new and old. That shows those that are on the road. The actual ones that were issued and new ones that were issued in 2023, that was submitted in the second list that was mentioned with confidentiality on it. The only reason why, because there is some information about people's personal data and those things, so we didn't deem it professional, to allow that information to be sent out in the public and those things. But it was provided to Parliament as requested, and that has all the information on it, every single, on the second one with the new applicants and the new people that did receive, yes.
You're stating through you, Mr. Chair, the minister is stating that he sent 2 documents. One is public and one is confidential, or everything was sent confidentially? And if so, then I didn't ask for all that information. I asked specifically for the name of the bus. I want that to be made public. The persons that received their licenses new this year. I asked it for the record yesterday, and I want to have it in this meeting within this time slot. I want the list of the people that will receive. I remember in the question hour, the minister said through you, Mr. Chairman, that 27 or 29 people received new bus licenses. I want the list of the bus numbers and of those people that received the new ones this year, recently, since September, when the open public bidding went out. The open public request of those that wanted to sign up. I want the list of those new people. I don't want 400 and something. I want the new people, and I want that information public. Bus, taxi, I want the list if they have a passport, a Dutch passport or not. Simple list. I'm not asking for 1,000 list pages. I'm asking for one list. I'm sure it could be done in an Excel sheet on one sheet of paper. The list of new people that received a bus and taxi licenses, non-Dutch passport holders, Dutch passport holders. It's one sheet, Mr. Chairman, and I would like that public. Thank you.
In addition to what the MP just mentioned, the list is sent. The second list that was sent and submitted yesterday by Minister Finance's team is the list of all of the new applicants that received. It shows the bus number, it shows the type of bus, it shows the color of the bus, it shows the year of the bus, it shows the permit number, it shows the nationality, it shows where they were born, it shows the date of birth, it shows everything that you're requesting. It was sent in that document. And yes, all of the information, in my opinion, is confidential. The reason why we do have a data protection ordinance, and it is people's private information that we are putting out there. If it's a parliament or for government, I have no problem to show anyone anything because we have nothing to hide. But I don't think it's a good idea to put everyone, out there. I don't see the need for it, honestly speaking. If a file is from the list, you want to request it and you want to see if everything was done in accordance, I have no problem to provide that either. But to actually put people's name and call people's name on the floor of Parliament, I don't personally approve or agree with that part. That is just my stance. But the list with all the information that is requested was sent separately. It is not a 1 page, it's actually 2.5 pages. It was sent. If you'd like me to give a clearer breakdown, I can also. It's 142 people in total. 76% of them are Dutch nationals, born St. Martiners, and 24% of them are residents, but not with Dutch passport. All of these people either are Dutch or with permanent residence. Like I said, the 24% are permanent residents. These people have been living here for more than 20, 30 years on the island. They might not have a Dutch passport. However, in the policy does not state that they have to have a Dutch passport. There's no law stating that they have to have a Dutch passport. I don't make the laws, I only follow them. At the same time, these people that we're talking about with no Dutch passport, they have kids, they have wives, they have husbands that do have Dutch passports. They have made their whole families here in St. Martin. They're not going anywhere. They are still permanent residents and they are eligible for their passports also. They just have not gone to get it. I don't see, if the law doesn't say that you have to have that, what was done incorrectly. If the law says one thing and we followed what the law allows. And that is exactly what we did.
RBC, we know the roles you have to play can change quickly. Whether it's a homeowner, a new parent, today's head chef, or the family chauffeur. Whatever life asks you to be. RBC is a bank for all of you. Win Christmas cash with a no-fee loan from RBC.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
Provide clarification to some questions that were posed yesterday. I begin with MP Westcott. The minister referred to residency in a particular conditional residence as it pertains to the driver's license. Can the terminology be explained? The term conditional residence is essentially synonymous with temporary residence permit. One can have a permanent residency permit, one can have a renewable or a temporary residence. So I said conditional because they come with conditions. They have expiration dates. You can work, not work, etc. So I use the term conditional. Individuals residing in St. Martin without a permanent residence permit upon successfully passing their exam are eligible to obtain a driver's license. Additionally, those who have migrated to St. Martin from a country participating in the Geneva Convention can request a transfer of their driver's license for a fee of 700 guilders. I move on to questions or clarifications from MP Grisha Heiliger Martin. The minister stated that she's unable to give the specifics. I want to know why. And that tied right into as well her specific questions about the seniors. I want to know the eldest person by age on that list and what is the highest amount to be paid out to a senior. The matrix is an expansive and intricate one, and I actually wanted to put it up on the screen so that we could delve into it in such a way that all members of parliament as well as those who are viewing would be able to see how complex and large this is. We're not talking about 2 or 3 individuals. We're talking about an extremely large population of 760 plus staff. Yeah? And the specific data requested has redirected the focus of the staff now to phase 4. Yesterday in my presentation, I broke down the various phases and I gave indication as to the active, inactive, etc. and why we have built this type of dashboard for us to be expeditious in the processing. Nevertheless, involving all the involving the inactive personnel in phase 4, while the ministry is currently emphasizing the first phase, as I'm saying, with the active personnel, the very personnel we're speaking about needing to get their LBAs to the governor to be signed. But in response to your inquiry, MP Heiliger, the staff is now redirecting their attention to be able to get you the information you're seeking. What I have gotten thus far, though, is that the eldest person is 76 years of age, and the range of the highest figures that would need to go to persons over these age limits or ages are between 50 to 100,000 plus. Once again, I want to underscore that the team is currently focused on phase 1 to get these LBAs up and going. MP Emmanuel made a statement a little earlier today where he indicated that there is no real rush to this budget. They're not going to get it in December. They're not going to get it in, and I really don't believe that that is accurate information to state, even on the floor of Parliament, to the staff to give them that impression, especially when the staff is working as tirelessly as they are, especially when we've already provided the governor with the package that he needs to sign off, the LB harms. All the efforts that we're doing, it is insulting to the staff to give the impression that this is not going to be successful when we're doing everything in our power to be able to get it paid out. It is crucial to also note that approximately 40% of the employees within phase 1 are within the age brackets of 60 and above, right? So we are doing our best to be able to provide all the information that is necessary to be expeditious in this process and to get to phase 4, which includes the majority of the individuals that you, MP Heiliger Martin, is querying about. And my third question from MP Heiliger is, what if the workers take the ministry to court? Do they have the right to do that? Has this even occurred? And again, those that have placements that are complete without objection in appeal, how many justice workers have complete does not have any objection? Certainly, all individuals have the freedom to pursue their objection to the pay schedule that was signed by the CCSU. But through you, Mr. Chairman, I want to be able to express to MP Heiliger and to all that are tuning in that it is crucial to bear in mind that the CCSU is the legal entity representing all civil servants. Therefore, when I adhere to the legal process and all the agreements and legislations were taken through the proper legal process and agreements were made with the CCSU on behalf of the staff, it is important to understand that that is what will be upheld. So again, I'm saying we're doing everything that we can to be able to expedite these processes, but consequently, it is absolutely the discretion of any staff who might want to take the matter to court.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
At RBC, we know the roles you have to play can change quickly. Whether it's a homeowner, a new parent, today's head chef, or the family chauffeur. Whatever life asks you to be. RBC is a bank for all of you. Win Christmas cash with a no-fee loan from RBC.
Season's greetings to all the voters on St. Martin and all the members of the political parties. As a member of the anti-poverty platform and also co-coordinator of the St. Martin Consumers Coalition, I would like to inform the general public of our intention this year again to approach the political parties contesting the election on 11th of January 2024 with a declaration. And this declaration is actually a declaration where we are seeing, or we would like them to sign based on this, to commit for equal treatment now for the voters and the population of St. Martin, an equal treatment within the Kingdom of the Netherlands and within St. Martin. We did this the last election already. While every party, political party, may have their portfolio and their own things that they would want to present, it is imperative that as the anti-poverty platform, we also include certain things that has to be accomplished in their program. Their manifesto can be finished, but with this declaration, they then can commit to working towards these goals. The last election, it was more of a focus on the eradication of poverty, and there we saw that there was only one political party that signed off willing to address certain issues in that. Well, based on the fact that there is the Universal Declaration and the workers of St. Martin and the residents of St. Martin are entitled to certain rights on social, economical development without any discrimination, this time we are focusing not on eliminating poverty, but on equal treatment now, equal treatment now for all the citizens in St. Martin. So you voters, pay attention, because our expectation is that a number of political parties will sign off and they will be willing to put forward in their manifesto the commitment of working on the equal treatment within the Kingdom of the Netherlands for you, the voters of St. Martin. And if by chance some of the political parties do not or would not sign this, then of course, as an anti-poverty platform, we will be back just before the voting season or the voting day to inform you of the results.
The Equal Treatment Now Declaration states that considering that for 75 years, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, that is to say, without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, a trust, non-self-governing, or, which is the case for St. Martin, under any other limitation of sovereignty. This is Article 1 and Article 2 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Considering that the legal minimum wage, the maximum old age pension, and the maximum social allowance in the Kingdom of the Netherlands are unequal, and in the Netherlands they are much higher than in the Caribbean territories under Dutch jurisdiction. Considering that the cost of living in St. Martin is much higher than the cost of living in the Netherlands, but the minimum wage, the old age pension maximum, and the maximum social allowance are more than 50% lower than in the Netherlands. Considering that workers in St. Martin in 2023 needed more than the Dutch minimum wage to cover their basic needs, and consequently the seniors in St. Martin and all persons depending on social allowances in St. Martin also needed higher amounts than provided for persons in the Netherlands, as illustrated in the table that we provide. Based on the basic needs of 1974, we looked at what was needed for a person doing light work. And that was established as, at that time, 1,000 guilders a month. For heavy work was established 1,350 guilders a month. We are 49 years further. We are now in 2023. So the question that we present here is, how much, after applying the consumer price index since 1974, that amount for a basic package has amounted to. So the 1,000 guilders amounted now to 3,850 guilders. The 1,350 guilders amounted to 5,200 guilders. So when you look at the minimum wage of January the 1st, 2023, from 1,725 guilders, it means that the minimum wage was not enough to cover the basic needs based on the index that we have applied.